Hello everyone, nice to see you. We're a bit late because I had trouble with my OBS installation. But here is the finals for the Dominate League tournament. And we are proceeding to this new sitting rule. So players have been showing their cards, the card of the deck. So we see now first seed as a Ravenous Kranka kind of deck. Second seed seems to have a Stanislava, but some Lasombra. And what is this? Is this some kind of Stanislava Baltimore Purge deck? Third deck is Masasi or Sebo Arnak, probably. You can expect guns in this kind of construct. Third
Lionel,
deck
you
is...
tell
Yeah, mute yourself, Lionel,
Oh,
please.
sorry, man. I need to be muted for that, obviously. Fourth deck is
okay.
Gangrel and
Now you need to put tokens in
Obfuscate
table.
kind
So
of
first
deck with
part
Exina. This is strange.
King,
And
then
last deck is
Raven,
Toredo
Reaper,
Anti-Tribute with Tremor.
Podartis, and last
You should be able to hear
Vistar.
the table talk at the same time. And sorry for the players if I messed up with that first beginning. I'm supposed to be muted on
Token
Discord, obviously.
5 number.
I hope they all have a fun game, and I will go back a bit to my OBS setup here because there is a number of things
my token,
I want
yes,
to
there is Sphinx token. I think we don't have
set
many
up properly.
choices here.
I'm
And
also
now
on the
the
Twitch
Reaper will
chat room,
put
Yes.
so
his
welcome
token.
everyone. And if you have anything,
So this is the
please
normal,
contribute.
like
Tell us
sitting
stuff,
selection.
say hi,
Yeah.
So
do your
this
comments and
Yes, choose
remarks, and we'll
setting.
try to answer as best as we can.
Still revalue cards, guys. So Reaper, revalue cards and Blodartis, please, you can't stay until all tokens spot.
Sorry. I don't know where I put them. That's not it.
There were two Stanislavas.
Yeah, I know.
A minute.
I can't. Hold on.
Okay.
I can't. I know I put them back, and now I'm not sure which ones were the ones I revealed because I can't reveal them to myself on the crypt. So let's say I will take that one, I guess.
Okay.
There's the Ramiro, I guess. Okay, that's it.
No, so, Reaper, you put token as to be player for, right?
No, I didn't understand. Now we choose the seating?
Yes,
you
choose
in normal tournament.
Yes.
Okay, so the seating is not already given by the number.
No.
I can sit where I want.
You choose. You choose. Just those name rules.
Here.
No, I mean.
Okay.
You can be seated. You can be seated here between me and Fink, or here between me and Fink. But it depends if you want me have as a predator, or you want to Fink as a predator. So you have.
Yes, I want to bleed the Ravnos, so I'm Ravnos predator.
You don't know where the Ravnos will be because Ravnos are seated as the last. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the first Ravnos?
No, we choose.
It's only a token.
We
the
choose
other
the
way
seeding
around.
according to
So
the seed.
obviously,
The last seed will put down token first.
exactly as they explain on the table, fifth seed will choose first and fourth, then third, then second, then the first seed chooses last. So this is the Ravnos deck here, choosing last.
Okay. Then I go.
You gave now Toreador Anti-Tribal is token 5 and Axinia is token 4.
Okay, I go here.
So you bleed Toreador Anti-Tribal, okay. So now Blood Artist.
So so it's like this. Masasi is third. Wait, Masasi is third, right?
Yes.
I think it's better to have the cards with the number of the
I'm sorry for the cat sound.
go here.
So he's first.
Sorry, is it Masasi bleeding?
Who is the second? Is Alcaman anti-tribute? I really don't understand. It's confusing.
Is it Masasi bleeding? Can we not use the vampires? Or
yeah, I think it's better because I didn't understand the thing. It's
okay.
the
So
first player is near the Ravno, so it's confusing.
Three bleeds 5. Yeah, 5 bleeds 2, 2 bleeds 4. For now, right?
And by the way, the first player will be randomized, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, it seems like they're still proceeding to the seating.
Can
Let's
we
see
not
what they
put
do.
the cards under the something like that?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. I think it's more talkative to everyone.
Okay. I'm trying to set up the sound correctly, so please tell me if the sound one is worse. I hope it's better. Hello, Goblin! It would be a cat's guidance. Let's hope it doesn't play with that.
Oops.
Okay. It's better like that.
So, fifth seed is Toredo into trivia with Rebecca has. Also, possibly a classical Rebecca Jost kind of power blade, using these two vampires here
So if I go here,
that have stealth
Stanislava is my
to
predator,
basically.
and Axinia is my prey.
Well, they
Yep.
have stealth, but they have
Yep.
specs and presence, right? So basically, by the
Nice.
kind of all specs and presence kind of very aggressive blade deck, relying a lot of
Also, I'll do
lunges
that.
and specific timings to paralyze the other vampires. You don't need that much stealth if no one is ready to block. So it's prey to this Masasi Ana kind of deck. This is an Auspex Celerity kind of build. You could expect guns.
So they have
You can
sitting.
expect Anak
Just to
revolts
say if
and
I
specific
can
combat Anak cards too, I guess.
choose for start.
This is Stanislava, but the funny thing is the last sombra here. Small last sombra with Stanislava suggests a Baltimore
No,
Purge
don't
kind of
work.
build. This is a
I
very
don't see.
dangerous build, sending vampires in
dice
top
or-
very
Roll dice
fast.
like d6
And the
just reroll the 6.
Ravenous choose to be the prey of that deck, probably playing a clone
And
car with his
Uh,
small
Oh yeah, you
vampires.
can't do it
So
because
that
you're
made a
defeated.
swarm of Ravenous doing votes because
so
by
you roll
becoming
dice or
Libon
the
and
start?
playing Elder Starcolo, they will have the votes to basically lock any
Dice.
vote they would want to pass.
Can
This
Someone move
deck
down?
is
Use the
strange.
sit
You've got
and
Nosferatu,
choose for
Anti-Tribute,
players.
Malkav Anti-Tribute, and Axinia here. She's probably used
Sorry, I didn't
only for the
understand.
deflection, but who knows?
Someone
Because of
vacket
her
sit.
awesome ability here to deflect.
Okay.
Like you do choose the seating.
Yeah, I know. That's cool.
So, given this new
Yes.
seating, what do we
Wait,
think?
so I
Who
will
has the
choose
advantage
now
here?
for
Did the
players.
Ravenous choose a nice seating?
Raven play
What do
first.
you think, all you guys?
I will go first, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, can you... yeah, thank you. So I will go... Ravnos are here, so I must
Can you raise the
go
players on the table correctly? Because I can change that sound if that isn't clear.
here, yeah?
Really confused.
No,
No.
Who will be second?
No, that's
Stanislava is here.
yeah.
Have I second?
Yeah, I should be in where Axinia is right now. Stanislava
Okay.
should be here.
So
So you
Raven
go.
play first.
Yeah.
Izard.
That is
Raven. No, sorry. Raven play first. it can reappear king, Brodartis, and Vinzardis 5, right?
I'm not sure.
Which deck does Raven play?
No.
This is
Still
my
trying to figure out who's sitting where.
Okay, I beat you, so I'm
This
safe.
is harder than it sounds online.
The thing, which deck do you play? So
So
you
the
bleed
thing is
Stanislava,
playing
so you're
Toreador,
Yeah.
right?
third.
So
Okay.
Ravnos deck.
I try again. So Raven
Yes.
fly first, Reap
Yeah.
second, Head King 3D. Fourth is Brodartis, and 5 is Wizard.
Yes.
Okay, so I will take here, and guys will be on the bottom, and it's everything okay, I think.
I have no idea who's where. I will ask on the Discord. Sorry to interrupt, mate, but we'd love to know who's who on your table here in the stream. We have no idea who's playing what deck, to be honest. So if you can give us a clue once you're seated on who's playing
We
what,
should
that
have
would help.
some kind of named tokens, I think.
Ravnos deck on the left corner.
Yes, but I'm waiting for the thing to move out of my seat on the roster.
King, you sit 3D.
Yeah.
Are you here, the thing? Okay.
I think we should take away these order setting tokens because they're confusing right now.
So
Now you all can put back. Okay.
All right. We are sitting, so we can draw, shuffle, and go on, yeah?
Yes, back cards in crypt, shuffle library, and put cards.
Did we have to reveal the deck to ourselves or something for the part?
we need to wait,
Not
I guess,
need
to
to
know
reveal.
where Raven is seated
Just
and try to
shuffle.
remember who was playing what. But yeah, well, first time. It's a good lesson for future times. Oh, that's a big one. I don't know really where's player one. Let's put some names down and we'll see.
All ready to start?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will set timer.
Yes.
Yeah, Clown Cow, I would agree. I think it's a good idea to sit as the prey of the Stanislava
Okay.
Purge, because if that's what the deck is, Clown Cow has a huge advantage here.
I'll drop cards. Good game, guys.
Good game to everyone.
I start timer.
Yeah, Masase will probably have to take Stanislava down, whatever happens, very
Okay.
soon.
Transfers. Or maybe liquidation first.
Nice.
Okay. +3 and -1. Here.
Okay, now I can set up my name properly. Just like that.
Discard. Draw. Go.
Okay, master Azure tablets.
Okay.
2 of Influence.
Okay. So I won't put all the names because that's too much setup, but at least now you know where Swarthen is sitting, his first player. You already played a liquidation, so you get to see a bit of his deck, I guess.
Again, please.
There it is. Interesting. This is a summon history kind of deck, using Edge forward, probably to play them. It is more and more mysterious.
It's okay.
Do you think we're going to see some kind of deck that uses summon history to go fetch Legionnaires here? Might be fun actually using Vampires with Obfuscate to do that. Also got our first Asher tablet here. And a Zilla Valley to accelerate the crypt, which does make sense, right? You would want that Stanislava to get out as soon as possible.
Sorry?
Can you reveal the ash heap?
The Master Senator kind of deck. I kind of agree. Massassi, Asher tablets, and so have all the components right here.
Okay.
And the Clown car is starting it directly, yeah. First Vampire out.
Turn.
And hello everybody joining us now. Don't hesitate to intervene, say hello in the chat, ask questions, propose your interpretations of what's going on. That's always fun to interact together. Okay, here we go. This is the first Obfuscate Vampire here. So what is this deck with all these summon histories?
Nice.
Turn.
So interestingly enough, first cities we start with this Ravnos Clown car here, the second city's Blood Artist with the Stanislava build.
This card.
Turn.
And there on Discord, Blood Artist is telling us it didn't save his tech changes, like he made last minute changes apparently, but did totally forget to save them. This could cost him the game, that would be sad, man. Homa is out, a very fast first Vampire out, already Auspex accelerated on the table, ready to block anything. Is that an anti-Tribune Nosferatu deck with Inside Dirt? A new version of it now deals 3 pull damage. Well, that could be, but I don't think so, because there's Malkavian here, plus we saw the discard from Liquidation, and all that showed up is a bunch of stealth and summon history. So I would expect him to go fetch something like an Emerald Legionnaire with a summon history, but maybe it's something completely different here. And Sheila is out, very strong Toriel anti-tribute, +1 blade, 6 capacity only, and she has superior specs and superior presence. She's very good in that types of deck. And Stanislava is out. So fast with the Zilla Valleys. But, you know, True Blues Pass, I can always be wrong. I mean, you could pack a few inside it in a deck like that, especially if you hope to bleed with the Emerald Legion. It could be like a combination of both.
Alfred?
It's the first Embrace of the Ravenous, so this is the whole point of the deck. Building a swarm, having a lot of vampires out. It's hard to say what's best. Should you block the Embrace? Should you block the Hunt? Should you block them going Liban, because at some point they need to be Liban for the deck to function properly. And well, first of all, you need to be able to block right. That won't be an easy one. This is really a hard play for Stanislava because so many vampires are out, and she can really like send so many vampires in torpor so fast that she can paralyze the rest of the table. But she will get, she will need like a heavy draw to be able to paralyze the Ravenous here.
Well, I'm the
You should block everything, Zepasgacha. Block the hunt. I don't know. Like blocking the hunt, yeah, it's a good idea, but at the same time, you get an embrace out. And that means one more vampire for, the Cansigan Spoon that arrives later. Even if it's in torpor, like you don't care that much, still one more Ravenous, right? So maybe you should like block the embrace directly. Personally, I love to block the Mozambique allure. Like if you manage to prevent them to go Liban, you're basically paralyzing the whole deck. And don't run that much Mozambique in a Ravenous Clown card deck. And that's it. Agent of Power to give Intemperance, and they go for Summon History.
Did you even name the discipline for the agent? Because I didn't hear it. I assumed it was Temporis, but
yeah, they can still blade even if you block the Mozambique allure. But if they don't have their Consigne's Boon because they can't vote, it's basically dying very fast, right?
Well, he can't block.
Yes.
Would you like me to attempt to block or not?
How can I block?
Send a small version here to prevent the blocks.
It's always better to
Homer.
make him play the stealth, of course.
Okay,
of course.
then try to block.
Ravnos is trying to block just so he
stealth.
plays the stealth.
It's obvious.
After a small discussion on the table, obviously.
Yeah.
No block of them.
Why not with the Temporis?
Wow.
I would like to see that domain on Temporis,
The spectators, do you hear the players right? Because it's always fun to hear the table talk. But if you need like me to put the sound a bit higher, I can do that. Oh, that's it. That's a Legion, all right. It's been in fashion since last year's World Championship when Bill pulled this awesome like top dog summoning agent through history deck to try this new kind of build. Interesting to see yet another one in finals here.
Okay.
Legion are really, really strong.
I need pressure. Don't
it's
block.
deflected. And he needs the blood, he's not blocking that. And the edge is on the table. Right there in the hands of the first player, Raven? Yeah, let's call him Raven.
Turn.
Okay. So Homer probably needs to get rid of this Pentax here. This is a block deck after
Raven,
all, and if you cannot block...
Because I see
yes,
more
he
influence
did.
and
Yes, he did. Him play liquidation.
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 Yes, yeah, okay. Okay, Master Villain for 3.
Villain for 3.
Sure.
That's a good call. Let's get some blood back because...
I Preserve your blood.
Homa will attempt to keep with the Bowl of Convergence.
He's not going for the Pentax immediately. First equips with the bowl, more intercept. It looks like the obfuscation deck here will pack a bit of stealth, so he probably needs it. But as long as he does not remove the Pentax, he won't be able to block altogether. Maybe he plans on asking his allies to help him remove the Pentax here. Maybe the Ravenous can spare an action for that.
No block attempt. No block attempt.
Strange he didn't negotiate it first, though.
Okay.
I would have.
Blood Artist, are you planning
Or is
to
it
do Baltimore next turn? Or?
Preferably,
at
yes.
some level,
Okay.
you don't even
Because
have
I
to
will put
ask
out
for your
another
deals. You
minion to
telegraph
get
them
to
just
torture, you know what I mean?
by the actions
Yep,
you
I
do.
know.
Like, does the
Okay.
Ravenous
Assuming I will
get that?
like mind numbered.
He should remove that
Oh wait,
Pentax,
is it
and that's the
Silent
deal here.
Slumber?
I don't
can't
know.
remember.
Yeah, I think a minimum is possible.
No blocks on the
Because then I
board.
won't.
If he has one in his hand, you very likely get one.
So he's asking his close table, the Stanislav like Blood Artist, to not
Okay,
purge
let's
this
go
turn
for-
because it will be
Wait, no,
such a
it's
hard one on him, and it doesn't help Stanislav that
Not
much.
the Crazy Vampire.
And he doesn't want to lose Homatus, and he needs to block more
one.
of the actions of the Nosferatu here. I mean, I say Nosferatu, but like three
Okay,
different clans already.
Turn.
Adrenero is out. An interesting choice. A good minion to finish a game once you dunked all the vampires of your prey, and it's like totally your opponent cannot block. Doesn't have like interesting anything, but his ability enables him to bleed for 2, and maybe even more. Convert went out, not transforming Homa, interestingly, just getting out for additional minion here. Two heroes playing the hunting ground and going for a Heart of
block.
Niscitus.
No block.
Always a good card. It's called the Heart of Cheating for a reason. It's very hard to assess his impact on the table because you
I'd
don't
also
see the
like to see
cards
entrancement
that
on
the
the
player is
Legionary.
selecting and the card that he is discarding. But all in all, of a game, it can make a huge
That could be
difference.
good
You
also.
can really win a game just because of that one card that lets you select what you're drawing here. And the other players don't really feel it. They just feel that your deck is so efficient, it's so good, it's a good deck, it's hard, but it might be just a very bad deck and the heart is doing all the whole job here. And it becomes a good deck at the moment you put a heart in it. I don't know, something like that.
Blood Artist in your turn, if you
Mace
have
is
another action to remove the Pentax, maybe I can block your prey.
Probably.
Your Predator, I mean.
Yeah, no.
So now Reaper is asking for this
At
action
the
on the
moment, I'm
Pentax
blocked with my
to
Predator,
the
but
Ravenous
if I
player.
can go on your Predator, I can go.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Is it my turn?
Yeah, they're discussing, but it's
Soon, I
absolutely
think.
not. Good start.
Turn.
Okay.
Now the turn goes to Blood Artist with Stanislava. What will he do? Does not seem like an ideal moment for a purge.
Giant's blood on Homa.
Oh, thank you.
It's going a Giant's blood on Homa to give more blood to Assassin's player here. An interesting move. He needs that wall to survive the two hordes here that are showing up. It's a lot of minions already. Stanislav has no chance to put everybody
Raven,
in torpor with the purge here. So going for the Pentax, trying to remove it.
Trying to block.
I'd say,
Full Neka's trying to block.
2 stealth.
But she has stealth, yeah. Can expect her that.
It's removed.
Thank you.
That's a good point about the heart. Doesn't play that nice with Asher tablets, for example, or with the fragments of the Book of Note. So there's a number of cards that do not really combine well with it. You have to make a choice at some point. If you're playing a dozen Asher, I wouldn't expect you to put a heart in your deck. That's not like the same logic. You basically rely on recursion to build up the perfect deck. So you don't need a heart to kind of go through the cards.
Really...
Just playing a renewed vigor. Very useful at fortitude, of course, like Outfailure, that's what it's called. No Biha here. But only at Outfailure already, she can get out of torpor quite easily once she did the Baltimore Purge. And this is an instantaneous transformation to unlock.
Okay.
Any DI?
Going for the Purge. So that's what we've been talking about since the beginning. Yeah? No. At the moment we saw he was playing a small La Sombra. It doesn't really make sense to play La Sombra with Stanislava, except if you're playing that card. You see, if you do have a La Sombra next turn, he will be able to choose any younger vampire when Stanislava is old. Any younger vampire to send to torpor. So you can select the targets here. You can basically send the Heart of Nisketis with Shayla, or Andre, because he's the older Ravnos with still a bit of blood in torpor, and play with them. Use Beast Meld to make sure that vampires cannot block, and Force March to unlock yet another time. That's the interesting thing about Stanislava playing that card. He has so many unlocks because of the disciplines. Fortitude, Protean, and Celerity. She gets instantaneous transformation, she gets Force March, and of course she can play Freak Drive on top of that. But playing the other two means you pay much less blood. And God, Baltimore Purge, this is a very blood-intensive game that you play when you play this deck. And that's it, the La Sombra's out as expected, so that the Purge can target any vampire. And you don't let the player choose, for example, their convert. You can put something more interesting in torpor. But I wouldn't expect Stanislava to go for the big vampires for stable here. He really needs Homa to do her job and block all the swarms that are coming her way, because the Purge is not handling that. But if the Legion here dies, crushed between the clown car and the wall, and then dies to the wall, there is a good chance for Stanislava to get the deck. So I guess this is his game plan now. He needs to have his cross-table ally to have a chance in this game. And the first Count Sanguinis boon is called. Only for 3, but that's the beginning, you know. You won't have the votes, though, because Stanislava is an IC. So, is it just to cycle a card? What's the plan here? There's no Liban, no Elder Starcolo, it's going to save him. Probably a bad hand and he needs to cycle.
You meant to do that, but...
I'm going to choose Ozebo. Is that Ozebo? Is Homo Ozebo? Yeah?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I have one vote in favor.
So Liban Ravenous get 2 additional votes. So still 0 because there's no Liban Ravenous. Or did I miss something? Was there Mozambique that was played earlier?
I didn't say anything.
Wait, Uravnos, not Libon.
Yeah, he doesn't get any votes, but he can still cycle it.
Oh, okay.
It's basically cycling his cards.
There's only the vote for the political action card itself.
So
did Stanislava vote in favor? I didn't get that.
Vote or votes in favor, then it passes.
Yeah, I won't vote.
Okay, passes by 1.
Stanislava doesn't vote, so it passes by 1. Giving enough rope to the Ravenous deck to go forward.
So what was the vote? Was passed or no passed?
It passed. Ripper got 1 pool.
Hunt?
Okay.
Oh, he didn't choose Ravenous. He chose like Ozebo or something. I didn't follow that. Interesting.
No book.
So the whole table seeing this legionnaire out is immediately thinking, oh, we need to help this poor Zebodek because he will get dunked to death. I wouldn't have automatically chosen that. Well, I mean, the Ravnos for him it makes sense. Anyone that helps him dunk his prey here is welcome. Plus, an army of legionnaire can really seriously damage a clown car. It's like an epic race to who's gonna have more minions than the other. That's not always good for the clown car, right? But I would have expected Beelzebub to have the means to destroy the Legion here. He should play gun. Most likely, we expect him to play 44 magnums and be able to block any action of the Legion and just send them to the hash ship over and over again. Another agent of power.
I assume you name Temporis.
Still Temporis.
Please announce your okay.
Seems like he's thinking. Timer says 2 hours and 7 minutes left.
No, we can't hear you, Raven.
Yeah, he's currently muted and...
No.
Raven is on Discord muted.
Muted in Discord.
Yep.
We might try to talk, but nobody hears him. He's muted in Discord.
No.
Oh, Mikey shits. That's never good, right?
Honestly, when I set the caps lock on, it's normal text size. When I take it off, it's caps locked.
Am I heard now?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I will play as my second master. I will play Spontaneous Power here. I will announce Temporis as well. And
second
then I will try to bleed.
Sorry, did you pay the 2 for the spontaneous power?
Ah, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's not cheap, right? When you have access to Agent of Power, having to pay this, always hard.
I'll try to block.
With Andre.
Andre is trying to block.
Yeah, okay.
You will have him play stealth, right?
I will play stealth. So bleed for one.
Domain of Evernight. An interesting card to show.
Okay.
Know that if you block me, we can all go to torpor if I have Temperance, right?
I will try to bleed for one.
And the blade was taken. Legion splitting too. The number of action will be a problem.
Combat. No pre-maneuver.
Yeah.
As expected. So it has a
Wait a
concept
second.
weapon.
Okay. No pre-maneuver. No maneuvers.
And this is
Okay.
for Magnum.
I'll maneuver to long range.
Okay.
I shoot you for
Okay.
2.
It's actually a good one spot to weaponize Andre, because it's not like
I will try
you
to
need
bleed
intercept
for
to
1.
block the legions, right? You don't expect them to have stuff. But maybe that deck runs some superior obfuscate. I mean, it could give superior obfuscate to his engine of war.
Yeah, you have blocked.
So it could run Cloak the Gathering to give a bit of stuff to the legion.
No pre-maneuver, no maneuver.
Yeah, that's a complicated setup. It really needs to have like 2 guns out and be able to block a maximum of actions. Get rid of these legions as soon as possible.
Okay. Bleed for 1.
Tasting of VT to get the blood back on the combat, so it doesn't have to hunt.
And then transfers.
Right, Night Goblin. It's always hard, all these tools we have to play online. It's not like an ideal modern setup. But hey, we make it work, right?
Go.
Turn.
So a single bleed went through. That's not a lot, right? Was it 2 bleeds? I don't know.
Burns.
It was down at 20. It's not low, like it's the highest on the table, right?
I'm sorry.
Well, I have to defend. It's.
If you could like. Never mind.
Yes.
I was saying I would really like if Raven's minions had less than 2 blood, because I kind of afraid of Carlton.
A big vampire coming up, so it's probably Axinia itself.
But some history.
I know, yeah.
Won't be that useful
But
against
I will try to
the Ravnus,
block
right?
if Carton is coming.
Yeah, hopefully.
Turn.
Oh boy.
So nothing on Reaper's side, just influencing for another vampire here. He needs to defend. Well, this is basically also his deck setup, most likely. This looks like a wall deck running guns and extra tablets, right? It's not like we expect him to bleed strong at the beginning. The Heart of Niscatus is getting played, so the thing draws 3 cards. We choose what to send back in the library here. Night Goblin is telling us, in one of the past leagues, I remember how the server went down on the game day. People were hustling to find people with static IP to host games. It was wild. Well, it still happens nowadays. I had to participate and help a German tournament sooner than this year, I think, if I remember correctly, and provide static IP so they can play. But yeah, we managed to do that. It's hard to set up. You need to know a bit about a network setup to be able to do that. But hey, free software that you can even run yourself on your machine if everything goes down, that's not too bad. Dribs is out. Probably one of the most popular cards nowadays. Know that Pentex was nerfed, right? Maybe top master. At least it's right there in the top 3, right? Going for blood, that influence. So no action either on the red anti-tribute here. That's strange.
Turn.
Okay.
Turn.
Purge.
The purge is going off.
Andre.
People are going to talk, right? Yeah, maximum blood. Sheila will probably go to Topper, that's it. Across
And,
the board, I would expect him to
4
send the
eyes.
convert in Topper.
And
The
Reaper can
one that
choose
has
if he wants.
10 Perez. He
converts.
lets Reaper
Yeah.
choose, and he
Okay.
chooses the convert, of
Yeah,
course.
it's a good idea.
That's it.
And then Vigor.
So everybody is in Topper right now. But Stanislava
It's
gets
ready again.
out thanks to the renewed vigor she had. And that's why it was good, right? And now, for the show. So he didn't have time to play a mind rape or something to get more vampires in
Two from
control.
Tabitha.
He will villain. Only for 2.
Okay.
Still, it would be good to like grave robe Sheila. Get the
Feign
heart
one
on
of
his side.
the embraces. Actually, no. Let's put it on Zip.
But can she pass mercy? Oh, Zip is famous. Next one to go in Topper, right? We could just get rid of both Sheila and Andrew by doing a grave robes and diablerie, but mine needs simply the blood. You could go for the diablerie on Sheila directly. As the vote clock after all.
Here's the tricky
Well,
part.
the vote clock is not that close because of all the Ravners here. Yeah.
You have a rising Sheila.
So which
Yeah,
is
I
the
would
pool
like
player?
to,
Oh,
but
it's
I'm
right there.
afraid of the
17,
crowd.
16, 11, 16, 18. But maybe it's
Alec
too
Conte
small
looks pretty tall.
on this stream, I don't know. It's right down the left.
Let's
Maybe I can try
start
to now.
Who do you think
when
plays
you
Carlton?
I should be able
summon
to
history deck,
augment the
like
font
every
here,
summon history
but I
equals
don't want to
Krokron.
switch tabs right now.
Yes, but at the moment I can block, I think.
Well, yeah,
I
he probably
will
gets up
block
to
the
like
cartons.
2 stealth or something. Maybe. Anyways, let's do
I
Rain
can go
Vigor
to
instead.
3 intercept at the moment.
Yep, sure.
I will try. I
Yeah,
will
but
try
I
DI
can go
this
to
one
3
with
intercept.
The thing
So that's a direct intervention, right?
No, I
DI.
Not
Who
letting
played it?
the renewed figure
Me.
go? That's a
Okay.
strange card to counter. But okay. It's not like
Well,
I would have
in
expected him
that
to do that on a
case,
grave robing. Or on the unlock, you know?
it's really
Like you want a free
embarrassing.
rev? No, you don't.
Stanislava will bleed. Let's start with that.
So she's bleeding.
No block.
Bleed. Bleed.
I don't block.
3.
And no blocks. Strange.
3.
Maybe you don't want to let him cycle his hand. It might seem like Blood Artist is doing actions just to cycle and try to fetch something useful, something like grave robbing, right? He could just diabolize, but that looks dangerous. He doesn't have the votes to do it. Not with the Ravnus as a prey and the Eldest Dark Hollow in his hand.
If you don't want to diablerize, I can go with the convert to diablerize.
Yeah, I will.
It's
I
up to
really,
you.
Shella will
really want
probably
to.
be out of top
So,
before that.
fuck it. Let's diablerize in beast mode.
He's going for the diablerie. Yeah, now he has the edge, so it's pretty safe, right? Like
it's unblockable.
Ravnus
So
has 4 votes, he has 5.
unless somebody
Should
cancels
work. That could be a close one, mate. And no blocks because of the beast melt. It's getting the blood out.
Diablerie.
And
Yeah.
more than anything, the hurt is his now, and that is very good.
The thing?
Sorry, what?
The thing? A new way of getting votes? Can you drop a vote?
He can't during the blood hunt. It's not during an
blood
action,
hunt.
so he can't use reaction.
Aha, yeah.
So only you can discard political
that's a good
action
point.
cards for votes, but that's about it.
I was worried
I-
about the
Blood
Ravnus,
Hunt,
but
I have
you cannot
4
play
votes. I don't
reactions
care.
during the blood hunt. You cannot play neither modifiers or no reaction during a blood hunt, so only the votes on the table are counting. Forced match, so she gets up. With the La Sombra jabberizing the other one. That's why you need to pick out on mates.
Tabitha diablerizes Andre.
Now, anyone playing cards from here could get him out during the next turn and burn Stanislava for that diablery. It's still a dangerous deck to play. Yeah, last Sombra is going for the diablery, not even trying to block that. Okay, that's interesting.
Blood hunt, I have 4 votes.
It's not like she could have stealth that easily. Oh, she does have protein. That's a good choice as sidekicks go, right?
Okay.
Okay, the Purge deck is showing his teeth, right? And next turn, same thing again. That does not look good for his neighbors, right? This is such a huge destruction capability here. Mercy is trying to block that.
Try to block.
Adding stealth,
Nice.
adding intercept. Will that suffice? Well, protein can stealth pretty high. It does have access to Form of Mist. So one more stealth. That's costly. One more intercept. Is blocked.
No pre-maneuver.
No.
Close.
Yeah.
Hands for 1.
Hands for 1, no Form of Mist. Ooh, and a Majesty, and to the other side. Baltimore did not hit the table. That's too bad. So he probably top decked, right, this Beast Melt. Otherwise, he could have, or he should have used it directly on the Baltimore pitch to have it pass for sure. That's too bad. That's actually a good one because with unmasking or stuff, allies can have one intercept. But most of the time, if you have like 2 stealth with enough control, the only thing that can really block you are vampires. And that can disable them completely. Even like the best wall cannot block a purged play with that. That's an interesting lead. And the second La Sombra is getting out. Time for the carnival. So this means more virtual blood to pay for the actions, to pay for the embraces actually. Because they cost 2 blood, right? And that's it. Vedel's going Libon. That's what he needed to get his votes.
No block.
No blocks, lucky for him.
Embrace.
And more embrace.
No block.
No block.
Playing with the carnival.
Hunt.
The embrace hunts.
No block.
No block.
So because he's Liban, she's Liban too, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, I should stick to the orange counters. Let's keep the green counters for the Week of Nightmare, right? More embraces, even if they're not Liban, is going for it anyway.
It costs 2 to play.
Of a Ravenous Carnival.
Alright.
Announcing will pay with the carnival.
No block from me.
Could do 1-1, right?
No block.
Did he rip?
Zip is acting now.
Embrace.
Is going for an embrace. Yeah, that's the point of the deck. So many embraces.
No block.
No block.
Hunt.
And when no one's blocking that, It snowballs very fast on the table. It's pretty unstoppable, pretty fast. And the small embrace is going Mozambique to get Liban.
No block.
And calling the boon. This time it for 7.
No block.
Probably, and probably has the votes to see it through, now that he has 3 Libans.
Maybe Ozebo had their turn. I have 8 votes, 7 votes in favor.
4 against.
Stanislav votes against. 7 to 4, but still 3.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why you get the pool to make the machine run, right? Feed the monster to get more roughness on the table. Senue is on the table now. 8 roughness. That's a lot of minions. Not even sure, like 2 seats from here, that the wall has a chance to block him at all. Strong deck for a first seed. He took care to choose the only seat that was away from Auspex, so when no one, or at least there was a lower chance of block early in the game. And that means that, yeah, he can develop and set up properly without too many problems.
I mean, you don't want to at this
What will
point.
the Legion do? This is the question here. Maybe at some point
I
will
cannot
need to
play
be able to
Cartoon
block
because you
this,
send
but
my only vampire with Temporis to Torpor, so what do you want?
You no longer have the Masterface action to play 8.
Yeah, I
he's
know.
complaining on his cross table, which makes sense.
I mean, would you even want to use it at this point?
Well,
because the week of nightmares is coming.
I discarded a week of nightmares on the first turn.
Sure.
I did. It's in my head sheet.
I know. You play only one, right?
Try to rescue 4 eyes.
No, try to...
Basically, players exchanging
if I let you
jokes,
rescue, are you
taking
coming
postures
to
that
blame me or
everyone
something to me?
knows they're bluffing,
You can block me, and
as
then
much as
I
you
will be
can.
probably Osted, and then you will have those Ravnos on your back. Your choice.
So now negotiation is
Old Nedaka will be
going
paying.
harder. It's telling him that he shouldn't block
I
him
may
because
have
the Ravnos
something
will be a
against the
problem.
Ravnos eventually, but...
But is it a good threat? Because I mean,
you have something against the Ravnos?
Probably the game plan here, like the Legion must die and the Ravnos must die. It's also a good game plan for.
Yeah, it's not gonna be enough.
For Massacity,
You basically have to rush him.
And it's kill also your.
It's a tense game.
Do you have any rushes?
And the Ravnos has a real lead position because
I have
being
integrated
first
rush,
seed doesn't even need to make a
know,
VP to win that
you
game.
could like
If nobody dies, the game is his.
Nedaka, but not torporize him, and then get Masasi out, and then hopefully rush the Ravnos at some point.
My only option is to pull out as many Legionnaires as I can and block those Ravnos right away. Yeah.
Yeah, but they won't be. Do you have unmasking? Because otherwise you won't be able to block until it's too late.
They are bleeding at 0 stealth, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he
and
will just keep.
Embraces won't play stealth anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, he will keep building those until there's like 20 of them.
I'm not able to kill them all. It's not that kind of deck.
60 cards in my deck. I don't have 20 embraces.
Yeah, but yeah, sure.
Well, I will let you rescue, but I need to block you to cycle some cards.
I don't get it. You will block me, and then what? And how I will rescue
block you, but not torporize your.
But it
Yes,
it
so...
doesn't. It's not deal for me because I will have still 4 eyes in torpor. I don't get it.
No, because you can rescue with Blood Fund.
No. Because I need 2 bloods on 4 eyes.
To rescue, to put carton, yeah. This is the point?
Maybe yes.
Well, up to you.
Reaper is the first person to get a VP on this table, very likely.
I doubt it, actually.
Come on.
Well, your Prey just lost his
I
main
don't care.
It's either Vistad or Raven who will get a VP.
It's either Raven or Reaper.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Interesting negotiation here.
I'm pretty sure I know what deck Reaper is playing, and there's like one win con in the entire deck. I really think you should like block, and then we deal with the Ravnos together.
Why would this?
I think that's the best point. I try to block.
Okay, that's it. Negotiation has ended. That was an interesting play by Raven here, suggesting he might play Carlton to destroy Stanislava. And yeah, well, he has stealth, so
to have 1 intercept.
Won't be that easy to block.
I will have stuff.
I would add
more intercept.
I will have 2 stealth.
Wow.
Interesting. That's why you should always ask
no blocks
before who is going to pay.
Yeah, but Netaka can't rescue because you named Netaka, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but he can't pay for.
Because now we cannot pay for 2 blood that were announced to get out of torpor, right?
Doesn't. Oh, okay. I thought you needed to like declare who pays.
Yeah, you are, but I guess.
Yeah, I declared Nadaka will pay, so he cannot pay, so the torpor fails. Yeah, rescue fails. I guess.
That's what I think.
And yeah, not enough blood.
You need
Rescue fails.
cats and more war duels in your deck. Or an unmasking.
Yeah, the masking would be really great right now because the Legion blocking the Ravnos would be an entire game completely. An entirely different game, I mean.
That was bad.
Red Gobling's telling us he has heard about Stanislava Purge deck. Seeing it in action looks
try
nice.
to rescue.
Findable to purge or
1/1,
down good targets. You can just bleed. Well, yeah, sure. Montanoka does that pretty well too. A lot of the purge deck do that.
Yeah, okay.
But Stanislava is an interesting take. Like Beastmail is strong. The fact that allies cannot block her because of a text is strong too. Okay. This one is blocked. And then Fiddle Pursuit is hitting the ground. This means more cards. Does it mean making sure you fetch your weapons like this? And once all is said, at some point the third Asher tablet can hit the ground to get all the cards that you discard back in the deck, selecting one to get back in the hand. And again is Homer here. Still missing Inkekong and House of Sorrow for maximum purging. Yeah, well. They will come, I'm sure.
You are a king.
No maneuvers.
I will maneuver too long.
Long range with the gun. And that's another vampire on top. So yeah, well, the end of the tractation was Reaper basically agreeing with Blood Artist that the plan was to let the Ravnos make one VP out of the Legion, then crush in between the two of them.
My Predator?
No blocks.
which lets a lot rely on the shoulders of Reaper here. And will he find the time to make sure that Stanislava don't houst him at the critical moment?
I will make 4 transfers.
This will be an interesting endgame if that follows
3
through.
transfers, sorry. Yes or no? Wait a second.
And he went out of top by himself,
3
no
transfers.
blocks. Well, he will need 2 hand, right? That's always a hard one. Blood exertion here. Axiña's getting out. What
I
I
will
expected.
discard the card
Although
to draw a
fails to
card.
see when
And go.
she's that useful in that
Turn.
position here.
Turn.
She can deflect like 1 blade out of the 8, probably 15 roughness later, but she would have to block.
Okay, master, Azure tablets.
And here, third tablets hits the ground. It's time to get some cards back in the deck. So, Taste of Vitae, and a Pursuit, and a V-Lane. And more taste, more taste.
6,
Psyche, always a good card when you're playing these guns.
7.
Some intercept
8.
too, and deflections.
Okay. I will take 8, I will take a 9 card again. Okay. I will put in my hand this.
He took V-Lane in his hand.
What do you have on
Villain.
hand?
Villain.
Villain.
Okay.
Can't play this then, right?
Down.
But next time the vampire's getting out, he will need it. He's only a 17,
I
that's
will
not
try
that high.
to rescue the Anna convert.
Rescuing the convert.
Who pays?
No block.
Homa pays, sorry.
Who pays is the question. We saw that last action last turn. You need to announce who's paying first. If you don't have the blood at the end of the action when it resolves, well, that fades.
Okay.
And the convert is out.
The convert comes to bleed for 1.
He's bleeding for 1. Moving the edge, yeah. That makes sense. This could probably get through just to get the edge
Any
out
blocks?
of
Bleed
the
for
Grand
1?
Prey.
Not me.
The thing?
Thinking.
It's thinking. Might not want to take a bit of 1, it's just at 11 pool, right? But at the same time, it gets the edge out of the hands of Stanislava. So she doesn't get a pool at the beginning of a turn. We will try to block that. You don't need to leave too many minions to your predator, right?
You don't have to block.
Try to block. Try to block.
Okay. No pre-maneuvers. No maneuvers. Hit you for 1.
No. 1 for 1.
Okay.
Simple 1-1 hand strikes here.
I will attempt to bleed.
Seems to be, but this one has a magnum, right?
No block attempt. No
It's not
block
blocking
attempt.
that one.
I will
Yeah.
use his special to reduce and plus to bleed.
It's a bit
It's a
for
bleed
2.
for 3. Bleed for 2, sorry, it's 2.
Yep.
2.
Bleed. Bleed.
Yes. Bleed is 2.
Sorry, who's bleeding?
How much?
2.
Wait,
2.
Andre is bleeding.
But he only bleeds for 1.
No,
He's
he can
bleeding
reduce
for-
his own bleed.
Yeah, but I will see special.
What's the interesting thing about Andre? He can use his special on himself.
I will see special text.
That's strong, yeah. Okay.
So
Oh,
he
it's
uses his
3.
own build by 1 to get
No,
plus
he
2, so it's
reduces
2.
by 1 and then gets plus 2. So
No, it's 2 because it's 1. Yes. Yes.
1 minus 1 plus 2 equals 2, right?
Okay.
it is 2.
Does it pass? Any deflections? Anything? Yeah.
And it's a deflection, right?
Hey,
Cost 1. Okay.
So actually, I'm not judge on this game, but I think because how his ability is worded, if he would successfully bleed, you can reduce the amount by 1, give him +2. Only works after all modifiers and all reactions are played. So if you want to deflect, you have to deflect before he augments his bleed. So it's just a bleed for 1, I would say.
Hands for 1.
What do you think?
Because I don't want
I
to
maneuver, I cannot.
Yeah, you must shoot with Magnum if you maneuver, so I would rather take this. Actually, it's 2. Ouch.
I don't think it should be 2. What do you think? I think it should
So
be
if
1.
you
It's
prefer,
not
I
something
will
you can
strike for 1.
deflect
It's
after
okay.
he boosts.
If you don't have any
rather,
commando.
yeah, I don't have anything, so it's preferred.
Well, I'm not judging this game.
Okay, hand for 1.
Nobody's cutting it. We're negotiating to just exchange hits for 1. But they do have a solid plan going on here. Figure 9 is getting out.
I thought you had that one other guy.
Oh no, not same groups.
Yeah, he didn't have Massassi in his starting crypt, which explains why we didn't see him.
Massassi is a her.
Orange filter on the Ravnos are Leiden
I would
filters.
really like you
absolutely.
to have it because I have
these 3 here are Ravnos because they do have orange counters.
Yeah.
That's usually how we do it on Lucky. You keep the green counters for the master cards and the Week of Nightmare.
Rather than helping you do your prey.
Well, I'm doing my prey. There's this fame here, you see.
Yeah, it doesn't trigger a spying mission, if that helps. Yeah, exactly. I think spying mission triggers after the bounces. It doesn't trigger before, and then you can bounce a spying mission triggering, right? So I think it's exactly the same. He chooses to augment it or not after you have a chance to bounce. So it's not, you cannot bounce his ability, which is another reason why he's so great. Yeah. Strange that Marius didn't catch that because he's the one playing the vampire, right? Bleeding with an entrancement. Interesting choice. He could have gone for a Legion cross table, but that wouldn't be very sympathetic, right? Like Raven is already in a tight spot here.
Nice.
And that one went through. Rebecca's out. So together with Jost, she's kind of the main vampire here. But seeing that the deck plays Toreador and Tribute cards, and Jost also, we saw that at the reveal at the beginning of the round, I would say that probably Rebecca as a trainer should be a bit inferior in that deck. Sheila was a far better vampire, plus she had the hearts. Really sad to lose her. Stanislava's turn. Let's see if she can get a purge on the table. Text notes for sec changes. That makes sense, actually. That could be easier to read. But it's less visual, like you don't see on the board who's Libon, who's not that easily.
Villain 3 from Ignazio.
A villain for 3.
3.
Okay.
3.
Contest dreams.
Testing the dreams. Yeah, this Predator is at 6 pool only, so it's kind of betting that he won't contest longer. They won't leave him another turn of it. That makes sense, to be honest. Is it even a good time to purge? I mean, you could get the blood out of Rebecca.
Hunt.
But that's not even sure. Maybe his Predator dies next turn.
No block attempt.
Hunting for now.
It's controller, not ready.
No block attempt.
And his predator is not even blocking him, yeah?
No block attempt.
That's that's actually a good reason to have two La Sombras out, because having only one would make him a target. Once the La Sombra's out, the battle map is far less efficient. But having two means, yeah, you have to burn two of them or bring two of them in torpor to deactivate the La Sombra part of the purge. And that's not even the most important part, because obviously Stanislava is the star. So they kind of become invisible just because there are two of them. I love that. I love the idea.
It's 3.
Just
Let's
3.
bleed for 3.
3.
And she's paying her blood to unlock. Ops Goblin still discussing if we should use counter or notes to know who's Libon, who's not. Yeah, the note puts a little blue N on the card. You don't see it that well, but the difference between orange and red is not that big either. So there's no ideal solution. We should probably have Libon counters the way we do have Anarch counters, right? Going for this renewed vigor again. Really like Hardy likes to play in this deck, it seems. It's a cheap way to get out of torpor. He has far less stealth on the other vampires to rescue Stanislava than would have a Montano build, for example. So you really need these renewed vigors more. You could do green counters instead of orange. That I guess that would be better. Freak Drive. So she's running a bit low on blood. Time for Purge and Tableau, isn't it? This is always a difficult deck to play. It's time for the Purge.
Try to block.
Obviously, Spray is trying to block with Senui.
1 stealth.
Adding 1 stealth with an instantaneous transformation.
Hoping Rebecca can
Try to block. Try to block.
And the Predator's trying to block. Yeah, it does have a bit of intercept. He was waiting for that one. Not getting the Purge hit the ground so easily.
No pre-maneuver.
Oh, it's blocked again. Come on. Where are the forms of mist?
Wait. No.
Close.
Yes.
Superior form of mist.
Here it is.
No.
And that's a direct intervention right there on the form of mist.
Wait, who plays it?
You're not getting through here. Interesting, he waited for that.
Okay.
Yeah, cross table. That's what you get from making plans to oust your cross table allies early in the game. They play against you, right? All the direct interventions that were thought to protect the Legion from the entrancements are going against your cards. That's not good. Second purge that doesn't get through. And she's just doing a small majesty to get out of this.
Might.
Interesting. So is it the point of the deck to block and majesty? Feels like it's costly, right? I never saw something like that. That's an interesting play. He does have a lot of control on the table and what's happening around.
What happened?
He played Majesty.
Oh, I thought somebody said wait, so...
No,
Wait, he played Majesty.
No.
No, after
No,
Majesty.
can
I was
continue.
confused. Okay, then... I suppose Thing doesn't mind if I vote him some pool. Wish this was more effective, but
So calling an
I
ancient
think we'll get
influence.
3 pull from this.
Yeah,
No
since
block
everybody has big vampires out,
No
it's
block
not
attempt.
that efficient.
I'm
Even the Ravnos here. Ravnos will
I have
lose the
8
pool
votes
here.
against.
It's not a big vote.
I know.
So voting against,
8 votes.
Yeah.
8 votes against.
Yeah,
Each Ravnos gets a vote, right? Well, that makes sense. I mean, he's bringing pool to his prey, he's losing pool for him, bringing pool everywhere else on the table. That's not a good one.
Turn.
And is discarding a purge. That shows how many of them he still has. 2 were blocked and he's discarding one. He's fetching his stealth to make sure the other one is getting through. That
Mandatory
doesn't
hunt.
look good for the table. I mean, for his predator, next turn the purge will hit.
no block.
But will the thing even survive that long? The Ravenous are
No
doing their
block.
thing. As usual, you can expect Mozambique, embraces. The carnival is in place, so a lot of embraces.
No block.
This is the master you want to counter against this deck, by the way, if you play Sudden Reversal.
No block.
Maybe the close begins. Yeah, that's it. He's efficient playing it because
There's a Mozambique
it's
alert.
frustrating when people are too
No
long
block attempt.
playing it. You have to announce
No block
you're
attempt.
not blocking.
Embrace.
No block.
Sorry for that. More embraces. I don't play 20 of them listed. Only 19.
No block.
Embraces hunting. Nobody's stopping the Ravenous here. He's becoming,
No block.
well, everybody knew from the get-go that this would be the problem, but it's becoming a real,
No
real
block
danger
attempt.
on this table. He now
No
had 6
block
Libans,
For the
7
Ravens.
Libans. That's a lot. Means 14 votes when he plays Eldest
And 15
Akolo.
votes in favor.
That's it. If we could resign, now would be the time. Yeah, he's in a very good position. He was from the get-go. Can Omazwal block him enough once the Legion is dead? Probably not. But let's see. And to be honest, once he's sitting there with his army of Ravenous, nothing forces him to really go forward. He can just wait the
he's
game
gonna
to the time limit and win with a single VP.
No block.
Aaron Tibis, that one you
No
play
block
usually in
attempt.
that deck just as a counter. You play it to
No block
contest any other one on the table.
Bleed for 1.
Pull.
Because
Embrace?
yeah, all the Ravenous are so
Try to
around.
block.
If someone
Yeah,
plays
the
that,
Ravens
they're
are
bleeding
terrible
for
deck.
0.
Okay.
Bleeding just to play a change of target and cycle a bit.
Embrace. Tries to do number.
More embraces.
No block.
Hunt.
No block.
He tries to do an
No
embrace.
block attempt.
More embraces.
No
No
block
block.
attempt.
She hunt.
So it's
No
12
block.
Ravenous now.
No block.
Still a 24 pull from the Consignus Boon. Yeah, only an unmasking. Top seed is the Ravnos, it's twisted. So yeah,
I won.
he's in a good position here. He chose his sit
So I did
wisely.
put in my deck and I forgot to press save.
Actually, in this
Oh.
occurrence, we
Wow.
can say really
No,
that
I'm serious.
this new rule of showing crypt and choosing seat
This
I
guy
don't
doesn't
was
have it.
very beneficial for him. Because would have been, if he
Also,
would have seated
the
anywhere
grandmother
else
is
on the
really good.
table, Uspex could have blocked his key actions and really slow him down. But sitting right there between the two decks that don't
Okay, I'll
have
try to.
any interception
Bounce.
capacity,
Sorry, no.
it's a
I
game
will
win for
try
him.
to put liquidation to play.
You
No
play
block.
DI.
Yeah, you played DI.
Yeah, I played
DID.
DI.
So
You're right.
That
he
was very
played
wise
direct
DI, by the way.
intervention. So he
I
cannot
decided to
play
hunt.
another master. I would argue that he had an answer hand, to be honest. This
In
is a
no block.
tournament's final, for God's sake.
Okay.
Visioners didn't draw and masking yet. No, they didn't. Sadly, they need it so badly right now. Is he even playing it? I don't know.
Raven, if you
He
want
should,
to
I guess.
try to take your victory point, I won't stop you. I'm too slow for you.
Well, since the Ravenous stops it, there's really no hurry of taking his victory point until someone dies, so he can just wait and wait until he has like 30 Ravenous on the table. He's in a safe position right now. The moment his prey dies,
No block.
of course the wall would challenge him, so he needs to make sure that he has enough minions to completely overrun him.
Okay. I will pay 1 to get
Should
the
be able
crypt.
to. I mean, I don't think a lot of things that
I
could
will
stop him
discard
right now.
and draw.
Turn.
And that's it.
Ian,
Playing
4.
very defensively here for Raven, but makes sense. I mean, with 12 Ravenous in the back. And Reaper get a little bit of breathing room. This plan is going well for
I
him.
will attempt a
But
bleed for 1. Wait, I must hunt first. Hunt.
Hunt.
it's to hunt with the convert.
Hunt.
Is it the moment the convert dies?
Okay, hunt.
Any blocks?
No.
No.
No blocks.
Okay. Bleed for 1.
If you
And
can
it's
rush, it would
time
be
to
great
bleed.
if you rushed Senuvi, the promoter, because he can play Elder Colo. He's untapped. Or she.
Not at the moment. It's a bleed for
Well,
1.
he's asking if he could rush
Any blocks?
Senui,
I think his praise at 6,
prevent
that's why he
Eldest
doesn't
as a reaction,
No, don't block.
cancelling his votes, because
Yeah.
obviously an uprising
1.
or
Yeah.
and something like that could really hurt the Ravenous.
Bleed for 1.
I remember a game with
Dead.
24 Ravenous ran into Gorakris and ran into Topol, so wakes permitting, there is a chance.
1.
It really depends on the number of wakes you have in the
Yeah.
deck. But this kind of a Sable build, they could have it. The more you wait and the more tablets are played, the more wakes can be
Okay,
focused and
transfers.
concentrated in the
1.
deck, and the most efficient becomes at blocking. So yeah,
Okay.
that is also an issue. Maybe the Ravenous shouldn't wait
And
too long.
then
I don't know.
discount.
That's a good one.
Turn.
Next.
Discarding Psyche. Yeah, his prey is not giving him many opportunities of combat here. He's paying for the contest, keeping the dreams alive. Small villain.
5.
Woohoo!
Sure.
Back to 8. He needs that pull desperately. He's low on resources because 8 pull, only 6 blood on the table. That's hard for him. It's at total 14 beads, right? It's the lowest on the table if you count like the blood and vampires.
Bleed.
Bleeding
No block
with
attempt.
Ancient
No
King.
block attempt.
Yeah, I mean, his prayer is not undoable, right? 12, not 10. Can put a bit of pressure on Stanislava. Bleeding again, I would assume.
Bleed.
Yeah, that's it. Another bleed for 2. Doing the job, getting the job done here.
What to do? No block.
Down to 8. This looks like a lungeable amount, to be honest. And paying for a third, yeah. trusting, I guess, his deflections.
Turn.
And waits to be able to defend his small pool total here.
Play contest.
Playing the contest too, this dreams is really expensive. Pitching cards with the heart. And taking a bit of time to think. This might be a critical moment in the game. 1 hour 15 left. So we're basically at mid-game. Situation has decanted as expected. The Ravnos is post-seed Ravnos, very strong here, the Crown Car. What do you do with that?
Lead.
And Stanislav's bleeding.
Uh,
You need to grind at that
With who?
ball as much as you can. Might be good to be just blocked in a way, so that Senua is locked and you can actually call votes. I don't know, depending on the votes you have. Depending if you have a free drive to unlock.
Sure. Blocked.
Who is
Turn
blocked?
over.
me neither.
Close.
Yep.
Hands for 1.
Same.
2 hand strike. Stanislav is getting awfully low on blood here. And the Ancilian empowerment. Doesn't have a free drive, but he did have the votes. He asked for a rush to lock that vampire exactly for that. That's a lot of damage over the table.
I don't block.
Okay, no blocks, I suppose.
The thing you block?
Maybe
Yeah,
his predator will
wait,
block.
Do you want to block seriously?
He's dead if he doesn't block.
I mean, I take 3 from it.
You put him to 1 if that passes.
That's true.
Wait.
He's trying to negotiate his way out of
Wait,
it, but
Yeah, but my prey
Are
takes
you-
12.
Ape,
Yeah, but I go to 11. I'm not dead. You kill your predator, so
yeah, you kill me.
it does kill his predator.
sure.
Predator down to 1,
Wait,
and
not
with
sure he's
4 minions on his back,
He's at 1, he's
won't
dead.
make it out. This is the difficulty here.
No.
Potentially.
it's very
mean-
likely that
Your
he
reaction,
gets
so-
I mean,
redirected.
if he he's tried to block a lot, maybe he's a wall deck. I don't know.
Reaper has shuffled back telepathics in his deck.
Yeah, wait,
To be
wait,
honest, this is a
wait.
false hope here.
Thinking.
It's kind of hoping that the Ravnos won't hit the Consanguineous Boon with 12 actions to restore his blood right away after. Usually they can play 2 combos
Can
for
you
every empowerment you can play.
use
There's
your
no way
intelligence,
you
please?
exhaust
Use what?
a clown cow using that.
I'll tell you.
I mean, you need to bring them
Yes,
down
you can.
enough that you actually
Blocks
kill
or
them
no
with
blocks?
it. That can be an edge. But in the middle of their pool like that, yeah, you're hurting
Try
the
to
rest of the
block.
table. You're not really hurting them. The thing is
Sure,
trying to
just
block
keep
Leia.
the
Of course,
table.
doesn't have a choice.
Okay, block.
He has to try. He needs
Good work.
the intercept, though.
I don't know. You
What's the
tap.
intercept?
Alavis is tapped. No pre-maneuver.
Oh, I didn't see the intercept, but what happened there? Oh, he locked Iron
No.
Tibis to give -1
Close.
style from that vote.
Yeah.
Hands for
Yeah,
1.
Blood Atlas is not happy about that one.
And for 1.
Unless he has a second empowerment. This is a desperate play, Leia. Yeah, I agree. Maybe he does have a second one, to be honest. That would have been great play from him. Like, okay, 2 move. Kill the prey, kill the pred, and down to a threesome here. Oh, going for Carlton. You have to play that card in that deck if just to contest it and prevent others to play it against you. Because at the moment you diablerize with Stanislava, you don't want her to die next turn to a Carlton, right?
No block attempt.
But now maybe you can begin to block key actions on the Ravenous side. Might be too late though, but always focus on blocking the combo, right? That's what a good predator should do. down to 5. So the thing is at 4, Blood Arts is at 5. The middle of the table here is really getting low. This might be the time to move forward. But no, playing Ravenous Carnival again, this time with 12 counter. Going live and
No block.
yeah, it's a bit too late to try to block that. There are so many Libans on the table already.
Can you?
No.
No block.
Can I block, right?
The same.
No block.
Interesting card, the Schindler Tower.
You block?
No block.
Hey, Oscar.
No
Welcome
block
here. How are you doing?
No block.
This is a good card in Ravenous decks. Personally, I always forget to like take the top card every turn and put it on there. But if you do think about it, manage to use it. It's a bit like the heart.
Unless you say you block.
You have to remember to use it.
So you can gain a bit of time.
But once you remember
Yeah,
and
people
manage to
can.
use it every turn, it's actually quite powerful. Gives you a larger
No
hand
block.
to play with, so you can pick the cards better. Embrace is embracing.
Block.
So yeah, there was a joke at the beginning of the game.
No block.
Someone told him,
No block
you
attack.
with your 20 embraces, and he told them, oh, I don't play 20. Usually the clown cards play very close to 20 embraces. If not 20, something like 19 or 18. This is basically the core idea of the deck, is this huge swarm
Continue.
of
They
embraces.
don't say block, continue then.
Yeah.
But they can die
Actions.
very fast.
Yeah.
Events are
No block.
particularly dangerous for them. And masking,
No
Scourge of the Enochians can really kill them right there on the spot. So you don't want to wait too long either, because if someone at some point draws a Scourge, he will die very fast, losing an Embrace every turn. Well, I mean, at that point, it probably doesn't matter anymore, but so many minions. We don't have room on the table anymore.
No block attempt.
More embraces.
No block attempt.
We're at 14.
Convoon.
And it's time for the combo. This is what Carlton will block, right?
No block attempt. No block attempt.
Okay.
Or isn't it? What is that 5 for? Maybe he needs it for
Got
defense.
it. No blocks, yeah?
No block.
Yeah, he's not
A lot of
blocking.
votes in favor for Ravnos.
Mm-hmm.
17.
This is where delaying tactics also could really change the game here. Anyone on the table could have it, play it, and really change the nature of the game by just delaying 1 or 2 consecutive boon. Because if you don't have that pool boost, well, you're killable. Right there is that sitting on 40 pool. It will be hard to oust. Anyway, whatever happens. More combos. Where's the eldest again? And this is an 18 game for 57 pool. Yeah, that's the end of the game here for the rest of the table. But he will have to bleed. He might lose on time if he's not, like, doesn't pay enough attention. I mean, we do have an hour left, so there's still plenty of time. But he will need at least 1 VP at some point. Because more likely than not, Reaper will probably get a VP out of his prey. he has a decent chance actually to get a VP out of Blood Artist too. So
No block.
he needs, I mean, probably Wistard might need enough time to make his play, but also make Reaper afterward. Because if he ends up in a duel and he doesn't have the lead in the VPs, he could lose on time. It's still pretty tense. Nothing's sure yet. It looks like a done deal for the Ravenous, but if you look at the other side of the table, someone is getting in an interesting position here, Reaper. And the Legions playing. More Legions.
Liquidation.
It's not even close to the Ravenous in terms of numbers of minions. It's really not fast enough. But getting more minions, getting more pool is key to be able to resist to rid of ones that the Ravenous would unleash at some point.
Lead.
Simple blades.
Is the point of getting the edge or?
Yeah, it's a point for edge.
Might let it through just to remove the edge from his prey.
Where is it?
Don't know. Take another one, maybe.
Okay. Bleed.
Ah.
That one is not about getting the edge right.
Just in case the edge was there, you know?
Yeah, of course.
That one is about the Legion dying,
combat.
probably.
Try to...
It's an interesting
any
play
befores?
because
No. Okay.
what's the password spectate? Well,
Okay.
I'm not supposed to give the password. You should spectate looking at the stream, basically. There's not enough room for everybody to spectate.
Superior.
You can only have
Okay.
like 10 players in a game, and there's already 7 of us. That's why we stream, to be honest. But if you want me to like override some card because you want some precision, just ask. So many pursuits.
Okay.
Going for Magnum.
Okay, suppose
Good
mana
promotion
for 2. Yeah, okay.
And the Legion dies, as you could have
I'll
expected.
try play Summon History for 1.
I think I would have kept the Legion for defense against these Ravenous, but
Okay.
I don't know, maybe he's just trying to offset
Try to block
the table, like showing that he's not going to just wait to die and defend at maximum, so that the other players have to do something about this Ravenous deck faster rather than later. But I don't think it's a smart. I don't think it's a play I would have made here. Like, it's clear for everyone that the Ravenous is overwhelming. It's not like they need additional pressure to do anything. It's just that they can't. So you have to try to survive as best as you can, right? It's a desperate situation for Raven, to be honest. Looking for Janna. That's a good one. She can burn the gun when there's a combat. So very interesting. Plus, you can bring it back with another summon history. Not sure Reaper was expecting that. She's basically here for that reason again, getting rid of this Magnum builds that are so common nowadays.
And draw.
Turn.
Discard the Legion. That's the only way they get into play is because of their own powers, or because someone uses summon history to put one into play.
No block attempt.
Bleeding for 1. I mean, his play is at 4, so yeah.
Bleed for 1.
is basically announcing that, yeah, if you don't have a wake, I mean,
You can
it's a
potentially
death right
BT2
there.
this guy.
Bleed for 1.
No block attempt. No block attempt.
Are you specialist too?
The special again allows him to bleed for 2.
It's 2.
Time for deflect again. I still argue that the special is after deflections, so should play the misdirection before announcing bleeding for 2.
Surprise.
That's 2 times we got this misplay here. But hey, there's no stepping on the judge of a game, you know, when it's live. Can probably discuss it later once we put this video online and discuss with the judge and the players what they think about that. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know everything about the rulings, right?
Bleed for 1.
Who is?
So Blood Artist took the loss and is now down at 3.
Pay attention.
Guggenheim is bleeding for 1.
No block attempt. No block attempt.
It's 1.
Yeah, even the convert will go for the
Bleed for
bleed
1.
here.
Take it.
This spray is down to 1 pull. 1
One.
pull. Oh, that was close.
Okay, influence.
Oh, paying some pull to influence. Might be betting that he will get 6 pull next turn. But there's nothing that this spray can do to survive one more
Next.
turn. And that doesn't expect to die just yet.
No.
Good choice.
Okay, boys.
Can the thing
It's
kill
playtime.
his prey? Montreal is into play.
Yeah, of course. I know.
Montreal doesn't do anything. There's no crypt cards or uncontrolled.
Yeah. Night Goblin's telling us one thing I love about this game is that after 10 years of play, you still discover new interactions between cards and new rulings. That's true. There are so many cards, and the game is so intricate. It's always something interesting to discover, something new.
Agree. No.
I mean, half of these archetypes you wouldn't even see on the table like 10 years ago. Well, obviously because some card didn't exist, but also because the metagame shifted quite a bit, even though there weren't that many cards, new cards that were edited. So that's interesting too.
Turn.
Yeah, not playing anything, keeping everyone for defense for this last pool. So it probably doesn't have the card to just oust his prey. That's too bad. Relatis was only at 3 pool, and now maybe he can do something about all that. Still a very tricky game for him. There's no way he will make his prey. I mean, Wistar's at 55 pool, right? Bleed that. Well, Sombra with a Stanislav. It's a Baltimore Purge deck. If you're coming in late, just doesn't show like that. It's not your standard issue Stanislava. She's playing Renewed Vigor to get out of torpor easily, and then she's playing Baltimore Purge to put vampires into torpor. It has proved not that efficient against running ground carriers as a prey.
Hunt.
No rocks.
Hunting, yeah. Not that much blood, yeah.
The thing.
I'd say he doesn't care, huh? Oh, maybe.
Trying to block that.
I don't know why, but
Try to block.
Interesting play.
Try to block.
Sure. Blocked.
He's blocked. Does he have a form of mists?
No pre-maneuver.
Or it's
No
just a lost
pre-maneuver.
action? I mean, between the heart and the
No
dreams,
maneuver.
if he wanted to
No.
have stealth on that, he could have. Yeah, he has form of mist, yeah.
Superior.
Last time we
Superior.
played that, there was a direct intervention from across the table.
Okay.
Continue at 1 stealth.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, that hunt didn't bring her
Nope.
any blood, because that cost 1, yeah. But still, maybe the whole point was just to cycle and play this card. So did he forget to use Monreal? He's at 1 pool, so he cannot even pay to get a crypt card here. He just played Monreal that turn. So yeah, cannot even use it. Couldn't pay to get the crypt card to use it. That's a shame.
Turn. Turn.
Using the dreams for the pool. Back to 4. There's a lot of pressure on these 2 decks. Reaper really has them aligned for the kill. It's probably time for the clan card to move now. Using the tarot to get a card here. Playing the Coven to get a bit of blood back in the game. And a Carnival. I guess he didn't have so many counters. I guess he didn't get the Week of Nightmare yet, which is a shame because that would have been a good time to begin to bleed there.
I'm gonna do
Not the time to just continue to set up.
No
I mean,
block.
Reaper will get his
Well, the week
VPs.
must come eventually. There's
Wow.
9 library cards
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, there are only 9 cards in his
Yeah, I
library.
think he has it already in hand.
Yeah, must get all of
I
them
think the Week
first.
of Nightmare is not in hand. If it was in hand, he would have played it like right now. It is a good time to do it.
This is the point, yes.
So he has discarded a Week of Nightmare first turn of the game. It was too soon to play it, and he probably has 2.
So maybe he can try to.
Still, I wouldn't have done that. I mean,
You never know.
You never know. A sudden wash is always a possibility, and people will keep it in hand. When you play this deck, you should just wait to counter your Week of Nightmare right out of your hand. Don't play that many, and without that card, you're not that much of a threat, to be honest. Well, you still have so many people that can bleed, but they're only bleeding for 1, not for 2.
No blocks.
It really cuts your power in half. Going through the cards.
Sure.
Playing it all.
No blocks.
Nobody is blocking anything at that point. It's just, yeah, okay, play your cards. Let's see the rest of your library, put everything out, and we'll see what we do now. So then wash wouldn't matter. Only 1 Week of Nightmare can be played in the game. Even cancelled card is played by name. Oh, that's a very good point, actually. Yeah, no point to keep it. You're right. You usually play 2 to be sure to have 1 at some point. But if you have it too early, you can discard it and count on having the second one. But it seems like the second one is hidden low in his deck there. He has to cycle to get it.
I will redirect it to my prey.
They're restarting the.
Oh, he has started to bleed.
Reaper, bleed for 1.
I'm
This
thinking
is
about it.
Vidal bleeding.
I'm not gonna boost it.
That probably means he has
I know.
drawn
The point
the Week
you
of
have
Nightmare.
many minions.
A turn too late, sadly, but
And when you will kill
now he's
the prey,
starting
the
to
next
bleed.
one.
Yep.
So I will try to block with Andrelorix.
Okay, that was a terrible idea.
Yeah, that was a terrible idea. He's losing minion immediately. And it was like written on the tail, like Sina can deflect, guns are waiting. But he played the turn to target. Right? That's a good one.
Okay.
Don't even go into
I
combat.
try to block with Legionnaire.
You blocked me.
on the
Okay.
cleave was
Nothing to strike,
wasted.
hit you for 1.
Hand strike for 2.
Senna is going for the bleed,
Zip tries to bleed.
removing a bit of life or out of the
Where's
legions here.
torpor?
I don't have a torpor yet.
You just got struck for 2.
I will block.
All right,
Good,
never mind.
Okay.
I will block with Axinia.
Nothing to strike, hit you for 2.
Strike for 1.
1, sorry.
Okay.
Embrace bleeds you for 1.
We will start to
Legion, I
lose
will block.
embraces on the legions
Okay.
here.
Strike for 2.
I mean, even Gianna can
One.
block an embrace usefully in a way.
I will block with Gianna.
Yep. Nothing to strike, hit you for 1.
Okay.
But the rest will go through, and I mean, 1,
Bleed you
2,
for 1.
3, 4, 6,
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
1.
10. That's a
Okay.
bleed for 10 that is going
1.
through.
Okay.
It doesn't kill him,
1.
but setting up
1.
Okay.
the play
Okay.
here to
Rescue.
rescuing from top. That's a good one.
Who do
Rescue
you
the
rescue?
Embrace. The guy who
Okay.
changed the target.
No blocks.
Aha.
You can block maybe.
Yeah.
It would be empty then. I won't block.
Carlton's not blocking.
What? You
It's
can
not
dodge.
defense.
Yeah, but
I know. I mean, the Vedel will be empty. That's the point.
bleed for 1.
Yep.
Bleed for 1.
Yep.
Bleed for 1.
There was one negotiation because the wall needs vampires in top here. That's kind of the point. If too many vampires are here,
There was a command. Forgot that.
that was a command
Who
to
is
bring some
bleeding now?
blood
Okay.
on Venom. That's not. That doesn't look very good for the wall. Let's hope someone
wait
has
a
a
minute.
sudden all rush for the week of Nightmare
Raven.
that is coming next
Yep.
turn.
Wait a minute on that bleed,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
If I block the bleed, are you going to bleed me, or are you going to play defensive?
There is no point playing defensive right now. You blocked me at the early game, so now I cannot defend.
Yeah, but there's also
against
no
it.
point in bleeding then.
There is no matter what I do.
So you will just suicide on me. That's the point. Because I can block the Ravnos cross table.
You can, but he will oust me his next turn either.
So you don't want Reaper to help you.
You
just want
he
to get
can,
ousted.
but
Is
it
that
doesn't
it?
matter. I cannot.
Yeah, but that's not what
promise
we
him.
ask.
I cannot promise him that I won't beat him.
But that doesn't give you any victory points.
That's interesting talk here.
Reaper has 11.
Standing still won't give me either victory points, so I can do what I want.
So you just sabotage our games?
Not really.
Yes, that's the point.
You have sabotaged me at the beginning of the game, so I don't feel sorry, really.
So
all I did was torporize 4 eyes.
Yeah, and that was the point, really.
No.
I could not get Gianna early, could not get Carton.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Maybe not. With Carton, there won't be so many Ravnesses on the table.
You have done everything to avoid getting victory points in this game.
There's no point discussing that. We can discuss after.
Covers mid-packing would make a great bank here. That's true.
So Raven, we cannot
do
anything.
That's a good discussion, an interesting one. I mean, Raven is in a losing position. Everybody knows it. He knows it. He's dying next turn. What does he choose to do? Because can still bring 5 actions down to his prey and bleed Reaper, even if that doesn't give him a victory point. He can do it. I mean, he's not obliged to play defensively. That means probably putting that much pressure on Reaper might cost him the game and give the game to the Ravnos. So that's what they're arguing. Like, what will you do? Will you bleed? Because if you do that, if you put pressure forward, even if you're going to die next turn, you're basically going to give the game to your predator. Do you want to do that? And that was an interesting discussion. From the beginning of the game, Blood Artist and Reaper have allied themselves and agreed to let the Ravnus make its prey and try to crush the Ravnus after that. So they basically put Raven on a platter to die, and now they're asking him to refrain. I kind of understand his frustration, and it's perfectly in his right to bleed forward anyway. That is playing to win, obviously.
Okay, I will stay, but I think it doesn't matter really.
But it seems like they convinced him to not move forward and try to defend as much as possible. It helps them. It helps them a lot. I mean, it helps Reaper. So this is the kind of table talk that matters here. The change between Raven blocking and staying just locked like that, or tapping everything forward because it doesn't care it's going to die, is enormous. It's a big change in what the Ravens can do, and it's a big change in the security for Reaper so he can bleed forward. This is a tipping point. It really was all about negotiating it, because Raven could very well have gone forward. I could have in this place. I mean, the rest of the table basically aligned or ousting him very soon on the game because it didn't make sense from a balance perspective. And the Ravnus is just doing a job. I mean, he's bleeding his prey. He left him plenty of road, didn't block anything. It's not like, even if it's his predator, you have nothing against him, right? That's one of the pains of playing wall decks like that.
Does he tap? Lock, yes. Okay, thank you.
Like another player can really rule your game because you get frustrated because you blocked them too much and they lost because of that. You're not doing any VP, but still your predator can damage you a lot. So you want to avoid that, but that's hard to negotiate. That was an interesting talk. What do you think?
Right.
Trying to get that last bleed through. It's not.
Okay, cost one.
It's not easy.
Oh, you can, yeah.
I reduce this again with Andre.
Interesting. Deflected bleed gets reduced by Andre,
Bleed
so
for one.
it's stacking the bleed power here.
Rebecca.
Rebecca is on the qui-vive. She wakes to block
Yes.
convert.
Nothing until strike, hit you for one, punch you for one.
And its Majesty. Damn, this is an expensive ID, blocking and just combatant. You do no damage to your predator, but you're losing blood.
Okay, bleed.
And finally, Andre's bleeding. Is that 5, right?
For 5, right?
Bleed.
Rebecca.
Practically 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maneuver
The
too
round
long,
can
hit you
take
for two.
time. That was the risk from the get-go, that at the moment Reaper secures the VP, this game becomes dangerous for the Ravnus. We still have 40 minutes left, so that's a lot. I expect at least 2 turns out of it. And it didn't get through, everything was blocked. I think Rebecca missed to pay a Majesty here, that's why she's still alive. She should be dead. We are missing a lot of things there. That's not the first time. Rules were banned this evening. What's happening in this game? Rebecca should be down.
Okay.
She was at 2. She played Majesty. She took a hit of the guns. She should be in torpor. She should not get yet another blood from the hunting ground here. Is the judge even watching the game? So Villain, back in the game, 3 pool. He will be able to use Montreal with this. I'm surprised nobody went for it. Oh, I didn't see the back went out. This is a good guy. He has the rush. So this is really a copy, maybe almost a dead deck of Bram's deck, Assassinator. Backman Assassin running with a few friends, a lot of guns, ash tablets. Not an easy game to pilot. The rack goes on Rebecca. Feels like thing is only alive thanks to his free Majesties. Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you play giant Majesties, the game gets easier yet.
Sorry, what?
I'm just a
The turn
spectator to
before,
the
did you
game.
play
I'm
the
not
Majesty?
supposed to,
Yeah,
intervene in it. We're just watching.
Thought
They're not listening to us.
Rebecca.
And that's
wait,
how
I
it should
forgot,
be.
Yeah.
Turn.
Discarding sniper rifle, yeah, that's not like you have. Why didn't he take a card out of his script? I mean, it's free basically. Well, it's not free. It gets him down to 2 and he cannot get him back immediately. He doesn't have his transfers, right? That's the spot, having morale out, not being able to use it. Yeah. I would have risked it. I mean, 3 or 2, does it really matter? Well, it could. Yeah, that's a judge
the,
watching and intervening, but
turn card
everyone's still human.
It's on the tarot.
Right, sorry.
It's not that easy to follow everything that happens in a game. Actually, it's easier for us spectators because we're interested. I try to make the stream interesting by talking a lot and describing everything I can.
3.
Stanislav is bleeding.
3.
Yeah, the man is at 70 pool. Okay, I take it. Down to 67. That's not that hard. She unlocks, obviously. Yes, there's no way Blood Artist can make a VP now. Too many pool, too much pool, not enough minutes. There are more pool than there are minutes, like almost twice as much. What do you do in this kind of situation? Do you throw the game? Do you just try to stay alive, just to avoid doing VP, getting VPs to people? I know. Just stealing morale, but making the action unblockable. That's not a bad move actually. A good way to get some pullback. Can expect the thing to die at some point. He has no blood left on his vampires, only 1 hunting ground, 3 pool, 6 minutes, 5 minions in the back. But now it's probably time for a week of nightmare. Let's see how that goes.
Play this little card here.
It is.
That's what we've been waiting for.
I'm not sure anyone is playing Wash or Sudden.
I was waiting.
Maybe that's why you should always play 1 or 2.
Yeah, but he doesn't need any.
It certainly doesn't hurt.
Good for Thing, for example, here. That would have probably winning the game. Not sure Wisted can even oust his prey without the Week of Nightmare in play.
She's gonna hunt on Vedel.
Too bad he has to hunt though.
Sure.
He has to hunt on his own vampires because of the Week of Nightmare.
Sasha.
Send in the clowns. Yeah.
No block attempt.
So they all have a bit of pool, a bit of blood, but basically they all die from a single gun strike here. That will be an issue when he hits that wall.
I will bounce it.
This game will be very close.
You block me.
So he's using Axinia to bounce the bleed. Back is blocking.
Nothing like strike, hand strike.
Same hit for 2.
Striking with hand strike. Yeah, at some point they won't be able to hunt that well anymore because there's not a lot of blood on the Ravnos left. I mean, this is the kind
Addition.
of deck that play good minions. Oh, it doesn't even need that. Playing additional strike, tasting.
East.
Yeah.
Bleed you for
You can
2.
send people in torpor without using guns with this deck. That's true. This will be a long turn. There's so many actions, and actually, no, they matters because they are bleeds. Bleeds for 2, hands for 2.
Raven.
Yeah, bleed for 2. I will block with whatever. Legionnaire.
Hit you for 2.
I will hit you for 2.
Bleed for 2.
Block with Legionnaire.
Hit you for 2.
Okay.
Bleed you for 2.
And the Legionnaires are dead.
Block with Nadaka.
Hit you for 2.
Okay.
First play basically decided just to do
Bleed you for
as
2.
little damage as possible.
Block with Axenia.
Hit you for 2.
Okay.
But there are still too many actions here.
Right.
Bleed you for 2.
Yep.
Wait. Yes, okay.
And it's Grand Prix waiting with probably
Thank you, guys.
an eagle sight here.
Thanks, GG, man.
Good game.
Good game.
Wait. I will.
Are you doing something?
On the Kiviv. Wait.
All right. No. So block. He will oust me with the next.
On the
please.
Kiviv.
Yeah, I will oust him with the next, that's for sure, but it needs probably to
Okay, for the moment,
cycle
I try
cards
to-
like Eagle Sight because you
Okay.
won't be able to use them. The Ravners don't stealth anything.
No combat
It
repair.
is no or never to play that card.
I do nothing till
Costs a wake, but probably has a lot of wakes already.
Nether. What is your strike?
hit you for 2.
What is your strike? Hand strike?
Hand strike, yeah.
I will dodge.
Okay.
Yeah. I will play a superior psyche.
Okay.
It's cycling his hand to get the wakes.
I
And that's an
will,
important time for him because it is his deck's predator.
I
Needs
will
to make
do
sure that he
nothing
can block as much as
until
possible.
the strikes.
It's putting
Hit you for 2.
small counter here to signal there's still 2 pull left to
I will
bleed.
shoot you for 2. I will prevent 1. And I will taste it. The rest.
So you don't gain or lose blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Bleed for 2. Another eagle sight or he's dead?
No, you gained 1, right?
What?
Huma gained 1 blood, I think, because he prevented that 1
Yeah,
damage.
but I hit him for 2.
Yeah, but
Oh, right.
y-
I forgot the week. Right, never mind.
Okay. So
When
I
card
get
cycling
that
gets
straight.
real, yeah, that's the moment. You need the perfect
Right.
wake hand to stop that. Now the question for the
Yeah.
Ravners is, do you move forward with the 7 left or 8 left, or do you wait next turn for maximum pressure? Personally, I would go forward.
I'm
with
gonna
it.
embrace bleed for 2.
Of course, it's prepared, but maybe not with the famous one.
okay. I
Even
will
though
tend to
with
block.
the pool he has,
Yeah, you block.
could really. Let's see if the wall can stop him dead in his track.
I will
Honestly, waiting here could have been a good move.
Okay.
Because basically,
You're a cowboy, this guy. 2 guns and a
I
sword.
will maneuver to long range.
adding a gun, getting low on pool, but he needs the cards. Not sure
And I
that's a
shoot you
good
for
move,
2.
but
Bleed.
No blocks.
2.
I will block.
Reaper. Do you put Magnum on Unship?
Yes,
But who Unship?
because it's useless. I will. Okay, if you want it here, it's
Bleed you for 2.
Yeah, judge is asking that the Magnum goes on the table.
no blocks.
Bleed you for 2.
It does not have enough
No
wax
blocks.
at all to
Good
stop
game.
that.
Good game.
That's too bad. That's too bad. We thought he had a chance,
Good game.
but the game is to the clown car here. 4 bleeds left. Can the
Few
thing
one
even
next.
survive that?
End
The
of
risk
the
is new prey
session.
getting VP. Well, that's always a good call here. I don't know for sure, but if his prey exhausts his action to go against the ground prey, because he has 3 minions unlocked, no way he's going to just die like that. He will try to block stuff. So it means more actions, means you're in the same position next turn. Basically, everybody locked. But yeah, obviously it was right to go forward here.
To try to...
Not that many wakes in that Masasi wall here. A lot of combat, but...
You block me.
To be honest, he had a poor crypt because he started the game without Masasi and without back. So nobody to rush. This costs him the game because he could have rushed the first line on Ravnus very early, trying to oust the snowball machine from cross table. There he had no control, where you're supposed to have control with his deck because of the rushes.
No, please.
And the thing is saying that, well, basically everybody will die, so it does not.
One for one.
That means giving an unlock coven to the Ravnos. That's not good. Can Stanislava kill enough Ravnos to still make a game out of this? I don't think so. The year of the clown car. I don't know. Yeah, maybe because it was reprinted, right, on DTC, on the print of demand. So now you can get your 20 Elder Star code easily. Plus the embraces are now cheap. They come with a few brackets, right? Some miracle, full cycle. Yeah, I think it's the end of the game.
Turn.
Yep.
I die.
And dice to the fame.
GG.
That's too bad. That's the third VP, that's it. And the game is for Wisted.
Coven is burned, right?
Very good choice of seat, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well played.
Hello.
Here, card
your heart is beating faster than the card says.
Oh, looking for this.
Sure, a bit late.
GG, man. GG.
That's it. Thanks you all for watching the finals. And see you all, I hope, in the World Championship that starts soon next month. Bye-bye.
Oops, sorry.
And again, well played, everybody, and good play on Wisted side.
Hard.
Oh, are they still playing? Doesn't make sense. I mean, the man has 3 VPs. That's it. Game's done. No, they're not playing. Are they? Should I go ask? Are they playing for the fun of it? So Eva wants to see if she can put the full horde of minions here in top it. Maybe he wants all the VP. Yeah, but just as a game win 5. It doesn't change anything in terms of points, right? I think they want to play for fun. Well, we will stay a bit then.
Don't make me use my 2 last cards. Come on.
It doesn't matter what I do. I can diabolize Zip out of principle.
Yeah, okay.
Diablerie.
Diablerie and the famous guy. Stop losing blood on the fame. Yeah, that would change a lot of things. I mean, there are so many actions coming up.
Yeah.
So many blades.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Already too late.
Turn.
Do it.
Bleed
Oh.
for 2.
Play the Pentax.
Block with Carlton dodge.
Bleed for 2.
Block with Ignacio.
Hit you for 2.
Well, I mean, it's honorable to go to the end of the game and
That's
not
right.
cut it. Like, okay, do your sweep, do the table.
And 2.
It matters when you're in the rounds and the preliminaries
Yeah,
because
I don't have
changes the
another
number
guy
of
with pop,
VPs.
so go
Doesn't
for it.
matter in the finals. So I would have expected
Anybody
the
else
game
need
to end there.
Let's see.
This guy. He hunts
There's also
on,
this guy. Yeah.
he hunts on the new guy. This on him
Right.
and him also. Bleed for 2.
But I'm surprised it didn't run geared minions, which is a card you see in this deck from
It's
time
a
to
sad
time.
game. But
Well,
good game regardless. Good game regardless.
That's
well,
it.
well,
That's
a lot
done.
of,
You played really well.
a lot of VPs could have gone in mid game.
Yeah, I admit I didn't choose the sitting place very well because the beginning was very confusing.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit weird with the.
I didn't want to sit next to Marius.
Yeah.
So Marius'
Two decks
Reaper
together.
was the Massassi deck. I didn't see Massassi.
Yeah, that was perfect for me because I could just sit
Yeah.
on them.
Of course.
Yeah, of course,
Like,
it was
the only
also
reason I
perfectly
did-
only decks with that had intercept were cross table from you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
now
guys,
that's it.
GG.
Thank you all for watching.
Bye
Good
bye.
game.
See you in the World
Thank you.
Championship. See you
Congratulations
next
on
time.
one. We started.
Bye.
Thanks.
And thanks to